Hi guys, Mira here, back again for part 2. Last video we talked about 5 skincare ingredients or products that you did not need in your skincare routine, and today we are going to talk about 5 things that you do need. Real quick, if you notice I'm wearing the same thing as I am in the first video, it's because I'm filming these back to back. And I'm just not at that level of YouTuber yet where I'm going to change my shirt to make it look like I'm not filming all of these together. I have super limited time to film and we're just making do here. Anyway, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Mira again. I do evidence-based skincare content here on YouTube now, on Instagram at Skin Science by Mira. I have a Facebook community which is incredible. We have almost 5,000 members, maybe 5,000 by the time this video is up. It's an incredibly supportive and education-focused place. I also have a blog where I do deep dives on science topics, and what else am I missing? I think I'm missing something, but oh well. I'm doing some of these shorter, more casual videos to get a little more comfortable on this platform before I start to do those really lengthy, skincare ingredient deep dives and protocols and all that, just because I want to make sure it's still fun, it's still entertaining, and it's not too boring and dry here. So thank you guys for bearing with me, and if you guys like these kind of videos, please let me know, or let me know any kind of content that you would love to see here on YouTube. I'm super excited, to be here, and I want to make sure that I am doing content that you guys are interested in. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get started. Okay, product number 1, which is going to be no surprise to anyone who knows me, is sunscreen. I feel like most of you guys know that we should probably use sunscreen, right? But it's kind of a little bit of a unsexy ingredient. Is that a word? We don't think of sunscreen as interesting or fun. It's just kind of this boring product that we need to use, right? And on Instagram, I've actually done a couple videos kind of breaking down sunscreen formulations that I feel like are innovative and interesting. Like the Kose Aqua sunscreen that has blue ray protection from your devices, from the sun, solar radiation. It's also responsible for visible light and blue light and stuff like that. And I've also talked about interesting kind of other ingredients that can really help the finish and the protection of your sunscreen. But if you're not a nerd like me, I think that it's important to note that sunscreen is not just about protecting the skin from aging. Yes, over 90% of externally caused aging is due to the sun, and almost all skin aging is external as well. Sunscreen has an incredible impact on preventing premature aging and cancer and skin cancer and all that good stuff. However, there's more to it than that. The melanocytes in our skin, those pigment-producing cells, are incredibly sensitive to oxidative stress. So if you have hyperpigmentation, sunscreen is a must. And those melanocytes, are sensitive not just to oxidative stress from UV radiation, but again, also that other visible light that we talked about. They've also kind of linked oxidative stress to other skin disorders like acne and other inflammatory skin disorders. So there is just so much more to it than just kind of preventing aging. And then, of course, the important thing at the end of the day is that there's no point in doing all these fancy serums and, your retinoid and your peels if you're not wearing sunscreen. So please find a sunscreen that you love. It is an absolute must. And it doesn't have to be boring or a chore to apply. Now, number 2 is a moisturizer for your skin type. I know that sometimes we hear about how, not all skin types need a moisturizer. If you have oily skin, maybe you feel like, moisturizers are not for you. It's all about finding the right formulation for your skin type. If you're oily, that might be a light gel. If you're dry, that may be a more heavier cream. The reason, though, I say that moisturizer is so important is that when we cleanse the skin, we really disrupt, the pH level if it's if the pH of the cleanser is too high. But even if it's a really well-formulated, gentle cleanser, we're still disrupting the skin barrier and causing moisture loss. A moisturizer really is important to kind of restoring some of that moisture to the skin, helping us, our skin better tolerate actives. And more importantly, it helps increase the hydration of the skin. I think hydration kind of gets dismissed as something not as important, when in fact we found that more hydrated skin is able to, shed dead skin cells easier. Hydrated skin has better wound healing. We see this in the medical field all the time. And hydrated skin also has a lower inflammation versus dehydrated skin. And then aside from that, as I covered in a blog post a while back at skinsciencebymira.com, hydration can even impact the way that your skin appears. More hydrated skin reflects light deeper in the skin, in the dermis, where dehydrated skin reflects light at the surface of the skin. And as we get older, that reflection changes as well, where we are reflecting light higher up. So hydrating the skin can, improve the visual appearance, the health of your skin. And then as we get older, we actually have a decline in hyaluronic acid production in the epidermis. So hydrating can kind of restore some of that moisture loss. And you would be surprised if you're a little bit older and you feel like you're seeing fine lines and a loss of plumpness, just what hydration can do kind of on a daily basis. So I think a moisturizer is very important. It doesn't need to be super heavy, but it should be for your skin type and have some beneficial ingredients in there and kind of lock in moisture. Number 3 is a low pH cleanser. I feel like this is not stressed enough. Of course, that's not the only thing. If you have a super harsh, irritating, stripping product, but the pH is low, then it's not a great cleanser. But the skin surface is supposed to be acidic. When we disrupt this acidity, it impacts the skin barrier health. It impacts the health of our good bacteria. This can lead to an increase in acne-causing bacteria. It is just absolutely critical for the health of the skin. And there are so many amazing low pH cleansers out there. There's no excuse not to use one, and it is better to just keep our skin, at the proper pH rather than disrupt it and then have to lower it again. So use a low pH cleanser, and of course, cleansing in general is really important for the health of our skin, to remove makeup and sunscreen and make sure that we are not getting congestion and that skincare is able to penetrate nicely into the skin as well. Number 4, I'm just going to go ahead and say a vitamin A type product. It doesn't have to be tretinoin if you're still kind of getting used to retinoids or you're a little bit younger, but a vitamin A, aside from sunscreen, is the gold standard for anti-aging, and it also just helps with such a wide variety of skin concerns, from acne to it helps with hyperpigmentation by increasing cell turnover, as well as better distributing pigment in the skin, even though it's not a pigment inhibitor. It can help with scarring to a lesser kind of extent. It helps with just the overall appearance of the skin. A retinoid is one of the most proven skincare ingredients you can use, and it's of course also has some antioxidant properties as well. So I'm just going to say a retinoid. I think it is super important, and I think everyone can benefit from one. It's just about finding the right one for your skin type and goals. I guess number 5 is actually going to be antioxidants, including vitamin C, but does not have to be vitamin C. Again, as I discussed with the sunscreen, almost all aging, or skin aging specifically, unlike the rest of the body, is due to these extrinsic factors and that lead to oxidative stress. And if this oxidative stress is not kind of mitigated and neutralized, you get DNA damage, and of course it impacts so much more than just aging. Sunscreen can only protect against UV rays, and even if you're 100% compliant, you apply enough sunscreen, you reapply often enough, you have a sunscreen with amazing protection, at the most you're only getting 97 to 98% protection. You are still getting UV rays getting through. And then of course, we have other factors aside from UV rays that can kind of damage the skin. And that is where antioxidants come into play, to protect in ways that sunscreen cannot. There's also excellent research showing that for melasma patients, if you use a mineral sunscreen with iron oxides and additional antioxidants, that it can prevent melasma relapse. So I think antioxidants, cannot be kind of emphasized enough in their importance. And, look for a product that has fat-soluble, water-soluble, and enzymatic antioxidants as they work synergistically together. They all protect the skin in different ways. All right, you guys, so again, that's going to be sunscreen, a retinoid, a moisturizer for your skin type, a gentle low pH cleanser, and antioxidants. Those are the basics of any skincare routine. They are critical for skin health and protecting the skin, and they also can do amazing things for preventing premature skin aging. and many other concerns. I hope that was really helpful for you guys, and I hope you'll come back and check out the next video. In the comments below, make sure you let me know what your skincare ingredients or products you feel are super important to have in any routine, or your favorites that you've seen the most difference with. And I will talk to you guys soon.
I can feel your heart racing, 'cause everybody knows, yeah, everybody knows.